First of all, I'd like to really thank you guys for being here. I mean, we got Eric and Steve, we got some veteran guys, we got some young guys or newer cats to the industry over here. They're just excited to be here. I want to thank Brett, of course, for putting this all together. As far as our program goes, this is my 11th year here at Corona High School. I'm a Santa Ana College Don Snedden and a Long Beach State Dave Snow guy, so I really like to represent those two programs, and this is my version of those two programs. You know, I think we all, as coaches, you had all those other guys in here, and we're just representing the people that we come down from, whatever coaching tree that might be. So this is my version of those two programs with my own little personality on it. Like I said, my 11th year, we had to, there's a lot of good baseball out here in Southern California, so you have to put a good product out there, or nobody's going to really want to come play for you. So kind of stayed true with the program, didn't lie to anybody, kept it real honest and straight. And I want to say the first guy that really made a difference for us was Tristan Beck, kind of put the new Corona program on the map. We got some nice alumni, Joe Kelly, so on and so forth, but as far as the new program went, it was Tristan Beck that kind of got us going. We tried to build off of that, and we did it right. And like I said, didn't take any shortcuts. And I know the coaching meeting over there, we talked about the fields and so on and so forth, and we like to make our place be as nice and fun as interesting as it be. So these guys need to come out and have an exciting day each day. And that's kind of how I want the program to be. I want to have a real good time. I want to do things right. And I want these kids and their parents to really want to come out and play for us. And that's kind of where we're at as a program. And thanks to people like Brett doing some good things. We got the Boris Classic we've been fortunate to be involved with. And made a couple of good CIF runs to come up short against a couple of guys that are in that room over there. And we're at a good place in the program, and this is kind of the culmination of 11 years to have athletes like this and to put ourselves in a position where we're at right now.
Open it up to the media. Questions?
Steve Doherty, PBR. Coach, talk just a little bit, hit on one or 2 points of these guys you got beside you and what you expect for them going into this 20 season.
Yeah, I've known Isaiah for a good long time. I've known his father since we were about 10 years old. So, Isaiah coming into high school, he could have went anywhere he wanted, and I was happy that we had a good product out there that he might want to be a part of, and we're super fortunate to have him. And once you get a guy of this talent, now it's a little stressful thing. Like, you better make sure you're developing him and doing the right things, and that's kind of been our goal. And I really think Isaiah has progressed each year at a steady pace, and he's put himself in a real good position as well, as far as whether he wants to go to college and have an outstanding time and continue to develop, or go into pro ball and start that end of it. But I'm really excited about Isaiah and what's going forward and how it's gone already. So excited about Isaiah. Mike here is Mike's a local legend at Corona, for real. He really is. He's an exciting young guy. He's super energetic, one of the best athletes I've ever had. He got to pitch for the 15 and under Team USA group and got to travel South America, and he's been through it. So, we kind of knew we could run him out there at any time, and he's not going to get razzled or scared or anything of that nature, because like I said, he's been on planes and thrown in front of crazy groups. So he's had success, and once again, both ends of the ball. He can play defense, he can hit, and he's an outstanding pitcher, and that's pretty much what he's probably going to be doing in college and eventually pro ball, most likely. And we're super excited to have Mike as well. As far as Andrew goes, he's kind of a freak of nature, to be honest with you. Kind of everybody has known him. I was getting phone calls on this guy when he was in 7th grade saying, I think this guy's coming to your school. And I'm like, well, when he shows up, we'll go from there, whatever the case might be. And he's another guy. All these guys could have went anywhere they wanted. And he had a bunch of choices, and we're really excited that he chose to be with us. And back to it, we've got to now develop him and do the right things by him.
Yeah, this is the here and now. And Andrew being at 22, he's the future. But why don't you speak a little bit about who else you got coming up, if you want to mention any notable players that we should know about?
We've got the team we have right now is 15 seniors, and that's probably the most I've had since I've been here. And not only are they just guys on the team, they're guys that contribute and play big roles, and they have heavy experience. We're a super experienced group. As far as this year goes, we expect to roll it out there and have a chance any day, every day against anybody, and we like our chances in the all end of it. As far as the program goes, we really will have to reset a little bit, and I've talked to a couple other coaches. There are waves in this game. As far as your program goes, it's not a public or a private school where you seem to have more kids roll in here and there, but we don't necessarily get that. So we're going to have our waves, up and downs, and of course we all do. We're going to have to do it up again next year and shoot for that next group. I know it's crazy. We really like our freshmen and the incoming kids as well. So we're going to have to re-up. And we have some super exciting kids. Like I said, Andrew Walters, Nick Zellers. Danny Perez isn't talked about enough. He's a 3-year starter. He's hit third for us. He's a junior. He'll play short this year, and he'll come back as a senior, and he's a stud. So we got guys who we don't get a chance to mention because we really do have several high-quality players here.
Isaiah, this one's for you, Les with PBR California. We're just following you last spring. It seemed like it was a little bit of a roller coaster, and then even in the early part of summer, Doe and I saw you up at the area code tryout, and I remember driving home with him. We're just kind of like, man, that was kind of like this. And then you absolutely went off at the area codes. What happened, and then carried that over right into the fall and now into the winter? What happened between the area code tryout and where we are today that really just kind of, you took off, man?
I'll probably say just working out with my dad, like hitting the cages. Like before the air code games, I was always work out with him and just stay true to myself. So that's what helped me a lot during the air code game and after that.
Thank you. Isaiah, as you know, there's in Major League Baseball, a lack of African American players, and obviously everybody is pulling for you to help increase that list. But could you talk about your background, why you're playing baseball as opposed to some other sport?
I play because I just love the game, and it's part of my family. Because I have a second cousin, Ron Washington, and then he's the third base coach for the Braves. So ever since then, I've been wanting to play baseball, just be in the big leagues with him.
Coach Bob Gibson, SoCal Prep Report. You had 3 teams win 20 games in the Big 8 a year ago. Are we seeing an upswing in the talent in the Riverside area? Once again, that swell of talent. It's been a real hotbed at times over the years.
There's always talent out there. There really is. I'm an Orange County guy, so I really wasn't exactly sure what I was getting myself into when I took this over 11 years ago. But what I did notice right away is there were the talent. There was the talent out there. The athletes were out there. And if you were in here for that coaches meeting, these are phenomenal coaches that were up here. And I'm not trying to knock anybody out there, but the hotbed, as we say, was Orange County. And you got the phenomenal coaching tree and able to spread that out. And I think it is starting to go out that way. You got some guys making some moves out there. And you're seeing that it's not about a talent thing. It's about coaching them up and understanding what's going on. And when you do put that product out there, you're going to come up with athletes like this. And it's dirty. The Big 8 is dirty, and it's tough and raw, and it's a fight. And I don't care. The reality is for us, we won league again. This is our 3rd year in a row we won league at 11-4. But I hate to say that our toughest games seem to be, we almost lost a couple games to Roosevelt, who came in like 5th place, I think. And then Centennial, who didn't make the playoffs, beat us twice. So those are the tough. It doesn't matter any day, any time. Anybody can beat anybody, and that's going to be the grind. And this year it's a Monday, Wednesday, Friday Trinity style league that we're getting into, and you're going to have to bring it and recoup, take a punch, give it, wear it, and keep it moving. So it's going to be a lot of fun this year in the Big 8, and there's plenty of talent everywhere.
Coach, why don't you hand Mike to Mike? Long Beach State, Mike. Isaiah, Missouri, Andrew, San Diego State. Why don't you hit on, Mike, a little bit about why Long Beach State and the reasons you each chose where you're going post-high school?
Well, during my recruitment stage, I was just looking around, see what kind of school fits me best. And I went on a few visits to schools, and they were all kind of big. And one of the first things I asked was the student-to-teacher ratio. And at these big schools, there's a lot of students with one teacher, and you can't really build that relationship. And that's kind of what I needed, since, I just wanted to build a relationship, be able to talk to the teacher, if I needed help or anything like that. And when I went to Long Beach, everything kind of fit in, it fit everything that I wanted. I went there, the teachers were all cool, the coaches especially. And I was mainly with Coach V and his staff. I really liked their whole staff, and that's kind of why I wanted to go to St. Mary's. And St. Mary's is a pretty small school, and it was good education as well. And when Coach V moved to Long Beach, I decided, I like his staff. I went on a visit a few years ago before for a few tournaments for judo went to Long Beach, so I was already familiar with the campus a little bit. And when I went on my official visit, I saw what it's like. I got a little feel for like the college, and I really liked it. I really liked it. And knowing their history, that they have the most major leaguers in the big league, so I thought this is a perfect fit for me, and I knew it was going to be a good choice.
And they
And your
turned out
head
good
coach over
coaches.
there.
So as a kid, I was dreaming like playing the SEC. Then once I got the opportunity, and then I went to go take my visit, I really how like the coaches like how they coach, like kind of like Coach Wise, and then the players were super close. Then Coach Butler, the hitting guy, he talked a lot about it. Then like he showed like what's it like to be in the SEC, and then I really liked it up there.
What made my decision to go to SDSU was probably my brother. He helped me figure out like what I needed to look for and how I needed to go about my business. And then Coach Joe did a really good job of treating me and always wanted me to call him all the time, and just felt right to go there. And just my brother always telling me it's the right place.
Andrew, stay there. Is it weird? I mean, is it weird being a 14, 15-year-old freshman having college coaches fawning over you? I mean, this is for all of you guys. I mean, we just asked the question to the coaches about recruiting, right? We all feel it's way too early. I mean, for you guys that are actually being recruited, how do you guys feel when, a 45-year-old man or a 40-year-old man with a family of his own, kids probably your age, are pressuring you into making a decision?
It was definitely weird at first. Like, I didn't really, those were my first couple of calls, and I was like, what the heck's going on right now? And yeah, it's just, my brother just kind of taught me through it and just showed me the way.
You guys have thoughts?
I thought it was pretty cool since like my brother went through the same process, so I always want to follow him. Then like once they start calling me, it was like, wow, I can do the same thing he can do.
Got anything?
I'd say for me it was a little different. Since I'm like the first in my family to actually play baseball, so I was pretty much the first for everything. And like at first, like I didn't know what to think. Like I didn't think anything of it. Like when they're like college had contacted me and stuff like that, I didn't think anything of it because my whole goal in life was just like high school and try to get to pros. Like I never thought about college until like I started getting these calls and stuff like that, and then like I really thought like I really have to like make a decision. I have to think about this stuff now, and I'll just talk to my family about it. Let them know what they think. And it was their first time too, so they had they were all clueless. So I had to go to my coaches, Wise, my travel ball coaches, let them influence me a little bit, get some information, and I just waited it out to see which school fit best.
Are there any,
Go ahead.
Real quick, I just want to say I want to compliment the coaches that recruited these guys. They did a phenomenal job. It was very personal, and these guys, they hooked them up and they did the right things by them. So I'm tip my hat to those groups right there.
Any more questions for Coach Wise or any of the student athletes? All right, thanks, Andy.
Thank you, guys.
Corona. Appreciate it.